Welcome to another ill-natured key review. Today, I am your president. This game simulates being a president. It's a lot of reading, a lot of text to go through. You can choose your difficulty. I went with easy because I don't know what
I
I'm
didn't
doing.
like the
I've never
look
been
of
president
the very
before.
first president I saw. Well, surely you know this kind of people that kept saying, if you don't like it, do better. So, yeah, I was the kind of kid to answer, challenge accepted. Nevertheless, I didn't know I would have to do better again so quickly. But here it was, the thought that if I were president back then,
Oh, Jesus, that was a short
I would have worn a
presidency.
helmet. Yet, growing up, I realized that helmets do not always protect people from dying, but that I would. I also got to know that choosing the right confidant of your secrets is really important, and that mine would have been a locked diary. Time has passed, I got married, and if life has taught me anything about marriage, it's that you should never get married to that man. Back in the day, it was all like a game about doing better than my predecessors. But times got harder, darker, and I thought, maybe instead of trying to win the challenge, I could at least try not to lose. I was full of doubts. What would I do? Would I be able to save people, or would I only make everything worse? You can never be sure. Well, almost never. What I'm sure of is that I would never have left you, Oppie. Good job, little one. Now you can rest. But I was not done yet. I no longer wished for would and wouldn't. I wanted the choice between do and don't. And I finally received that choice. Do you know what I would do differently if I was the president right now? Nothing. And you know why? Because now I am your president.
It's got a little backstory, too. Okay, so each day through the door, somebody will come in and give you direction on an issue or a problem that's going on in the world. And by your choices that they give you, it will either trigger events or certain things. But first, you have to take a small personality test, 8 pages long, like 11 questions, just to see what kind of president you're going to be. And you are allowed to change already predetermined answers, like you can change A or B. At the end of it, they will give you a main goal to choose and 3 minor goals. And then, of course, like every presidency, there's promises that are made. This playthrough, I went with strict gun control. Then at the end of each day, after you complete your quests, or the things that are expected of you, you'll end your day. At the end of the day, you get your stats. Everything you've done throughout the day will affect those stats at the top. Okay, now we have another person coming in with a controversial topic. This topic wants to use LSD on juveniles. So we're going to learn how to do an act or a law. We're going to have to read the law, remember to sign it, and then either accept or reject said law. I rejected this law. We're not giving drugs to our children. Like, what? No. Must be crazy. Each time you do something like a law or anything to do with your cabinet members, you're going to get points that you can put into projects. Some of the projects are like healthcare, social welfare, military, and each time you do that, like you add points into it, you'll be able to unlock certain things. Like under healthcare, you have refundable prescriptions or reduce, federal law on healthcare. As a president, you're also going to have to answer emails. These emails are auto responses, so you don't get to really have that much fun with them, but each time you answer an email, they're going to put a bill or a law in front of you that, again, you're going to either have to accept or reject it, and remember to sign it, otherwise it goes into the trash. They also give you a world map. The world map allows you to do trade agreements, investigations. They also give you cabinet members, which you are allowed to drag and drop. Each cabinet member has certain stats that you're going to want the ones with the best stats in the middle square. You want them to be your close advisors, because the whole goal is to make it full term, 4 years presidency. Okay, by us choosing cabinet members, we got some points in some certain stats there. Alright, now there is a flood happening, and the coca supply is being erased due to the flood. So we have some choices here to make, again, that are going to affect us moving forward. And as you can see, I'm getting stats. Little world news clip. Then there's also like weird events that happened. This one was a phone call, and it was a person that sounded exactly like me, and they claimed to be me. But you'll see how this plays out. It was very odd. And again, we're getting stats by the answers that we're choosing here. I knew something was up, though, when they asked me what my password was. They told me their password and then asked me what my password was. And I'm like, no. Sounds sus. And this guy comes in asking who was on the phone. I tell him. He says that they're pranksters from Russia. Go figure. But, like, that was a really weird, like, little event, but also kind of fun. Back to the world map. There's a drought happening here in Belgium. We can either send help, refuse help, or sell help. Non-existent worker rights in Russia. So each one of these are interactive, and each one will either give you stats or hurt your stats. Everything has a consequence or a reward. As president, we also have to make speeches. This is a little bit easy, though. It's a whole lot of reading and a whole lot of dragging and dropping. We don't actually write our speech. So, here is the speech I concocted. You also have to go to press conferences, which are timed little mini games. They will fire off questions, and you have 3 choices: A and B answers, or to ignore the question. Again, everything has point values to it, either consequences, negative, or positive. But as you see, they give you a fair amount of time to read the question and the answers. Press conference didn't go half bad. You can also use an app called Screecher, which is a lot like Twitter. Again, your screeches are going to be auto-programmed. And you can choose what your screech is going to be. Is it going to be serious, funny, outrageous, or weird? I went with weird because I wanted to see what happened. And then, of course, the auto response is going off about redheads, and I'm just like, okay. Then, after going through so many reading and little events and stuff, the election comes. This is where all your stats are going to pay off. Now, if you look up in the left-hand corner, you can see all my stats are green, so I think we're going to do pretty well at this. I think we've handled the presidency thus far not half bad. This game has a lot of reading, so if you don't like reading, this may not be the game for you, but I was having fun with it, just, you know, messing around. So you got the live Screech feed on the left-hand side, and the votes. You can see who's voted for me and who voted against me. Idaho, isn't that Idaho? Idaho didn't like me. Neither did Kentucky or Louisiana. Well, fuck them. But everybody else seems to be coming up Angel here. Texas didn't like me.
Worried? Me?
I wasn't worried. At the end of it, I was going for another year. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.
And if you enjoyed this content, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe.